Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we have big news regarding the Boreas adjustment and some changes coming to the game.
The finest blood for the most untainted soul.
So I just had to come make this video super quickly. I don't go on the Forerunner server because I don't actually play it. As you can see, I have random update rewards. I don't even know what this is from. But I do have an account so I can check in case there's stuff that only shows in game. And while yesterday I did a video on the Forerunner server update, which they posted details for, which, you know, at first I was like, okay, let me try to look right now. Yeah, Forerunner Server, they posted this thing. I did a video on the server news, right? That's it. Nothing about Boreas, nothing about features to come. But here we are. We have some good news. So, compensation for recent adjustments to Boreas, they sent a little bit of diamonds and some stuff. Okay, cool. Let me just claim my rewards there. But that's not it, guys. That's not it. This is it. So I've only very quickly saw a couple words out of this whole thing. So I'm really excited to read this with you guys because it sounds like they kind of did what I was strongly advocating for. And just so you guys know, I tried my best. Just because I'm mostly positive about the company doesn't mean I'm not also going to be honest. And I directly said how terrible this kind of situation is. So in my, let me just tell you guys what I said first to my contact after the fact. So I did that I guess final reaction video and honest live reaction to some numbers, and the nerf didn't seem insane, but it still was enough to really upset the community and to hurt him in PvP a lot, or PvE a lot, right? And either way, at the end of the day, when a company starts making nerfs, it's just that rabbit hole of we can no longer trust the company, because if I spend my dollars on something that I want because it is at face value, they're just going to change it later. We don't want that. And I kind of conveyed that. So I kind of said my overall feedback is that nerfs should not happen. They should not need to happen in the first place because stuff like his last buff was done and it wasn't tested properly. It was very clear he was OP and broken. Devs should have caught that when they did the buff on the Forerunner server before it actually went global, and immediately when content creators were testing Boreas during the first couple days, first week of before he was launching as a 10 times event, it immediately was obvious he was broken AF. They should have caught it. So they should be more careful with releasing characters, especially with potential game-breaking stuff like that. And then I said a hero reset feature should be added to the game, and any balance or change to any hero, good or bad, should be added to a pool for a limited time. It's not a perfect answer, but at least it would prevent some players from getting angry if they could at least get some resources back. And I gave two examples, Awakened Chaos Era and Infinite Magic Raid. I actually sent them videos. I'm just reading over here on this side my messages to the staff of Moonton, and I sent them two videos as samples of how other games do it. There's some other ones too, apparently Dislight, there's others. And then yeah, I said the nerf to Boreas himself wasn't as bad as I think people are reacting, but I do think you should maybe, instead of 175% down from 250, maybe 250 down to 200. So it's a smaller nerf if you're gonna nerf any damage at all. The range makes sense, but the damage himself, he could kind of leave that and let him smash in PvE. Why not? Let him be a fun PvE hero that people really, could use to progress their accounts. But yeah, that was what I said last before anything happened here. So this is really important. And I also thought that the dev Q&A, the last one that I posted, was a slap in the face where they commented against Fastidious. And that was the one comment they shared. I'm like, this is not a good look for Moonton. This is a downhill, slippery slope if they don't be careful. people don't trust them anymore. It's already a full flood of negativity versus what used to be so positive, which was kind of, you know, breaking my heart. The community's been 90% positive, and then all of this has happened. So what we're about to read, I'm hoping is going to be enough to satisfy people. I don't even know all of the details yet, but I'm really excited. So all right, that's kind of where we left off though, guys. So let's see what the deal is now. This is again on the Forerunner server regarding the update that happened already on the Forerunner server. So keep in mind, we did not get this update, this nerf to Boreas on global yet. We did not. But Forerunner server did, and those are real paying players. It's not a test server like content creators get. It's a real live server that people spend money on. And some of those people have been playing for like 2 years as well. So it's an interesting mix. And yeah, people had invested. So let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I swear. Let's do the thing. Since the adjustment to Boreas were implemented, we've received a lot of practical feedback about Boreas and valuable suggestions from commanders across various channels. Most prominently, we noted 2 major concerns. 1. I have invested significant resources in developing Boreas and would like a refund on the resources used for his development. 2. Should similarly powerful heroes be released in the future? Will they be nerfed as well? This is so true because now it's created like a distrust. I was literally going to send some screenshots to my contact of some of my YouTube comments because people are like, oh, Artemis and Hatsa, they're just going to be nerfed next. We don't want that sort of feeling in the community at all. That's not what we want. So we don't want that distrust. We don't want people to stop spending because they don't trust Moonton anymore. So this says, our goal is always to create a fair gaming environment for all commanders and provide a good gaming experience. Taking into the consideration of information above, we'd like to share the following updates with you. Resource refund. Yes, we will refund the development resources for Boreas. In a subsequent update, we will introduce a hero reset event. During the event, commanders can reset Boreas to get back all resources invested in his development. We will also distribute a hero reset book to all commanders, which can be used to reset any hero and get back their development resources. Hero reset. You'll receive all materials consumed for the hero's level up, star up, promotion, skill upgrades, and awakenings after resetting. Okay. Commanders who have used any legendary hero soulstones on Boreas will have the same quantity refunded upon resetting. Those who have used Boreas for awakening will receive back the equivalent number of Boreas as their initial level upon resetting. The hero reset feature is under development and will be introduced to commanders as soon as it's ready. So guys, like this is the hero reset feature is something I said should be added to the game, period, with any sort of buff or nerf in general. But so I do want to say, just to be clear, this nerf has already happened on the Forerunner server, but this has not happened on global. So is the global server gonna get a hero reset book as an apology for use of any heroes? I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't think so unless I think that's something we'll find out later. But we did not, on the global servers, have a nerf to Boreas. It didn't happen yet. It never happened. It's like it didn't exist. So I guess we have to see what they're actually going to do for the future. Unless they are going to make this... Okay, we'll keep reading. We'll keep reading. But if they are going to keep the nerf as it is, right, which sounds like they might be, but I don't know yet, then we will get the same things on global as well. Okay. All right, sorry, I'm like reading my things at the same time, making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, let's do the thing. We will take measures to prevent similar adjustments from happening again, as detailed below. We apologize to all commanders for the adjustments to Boreas. Our original intention for Boreas is to act as a core hero within Freeze lineups, with the purpose of synergizing with other heroes possessing freeze abilities and creating a battle style focused on freezing techniques. We also want Boreas to maintain his leading position in the arena and PvE modes after the adjustments. To ensure balance and enjoyable playable experience, with new heroes released, we'll analyze additional combat data to find potential imbalances and adjust necessary in the future. We're also planning to establish a player testing group to receive diverse feedback from commanders. We hope that commanders will actively participate in testing and provide feedback on the new heroes. Your valuable information will directly influence the final adjustments and improvements to the heroes. Given the considerable impact new heroes can have on the game's ecosystem, we're dedicating more resources to monitoring their post-release influence, ready to quickly resolve arising issues and maintain game balance and integrity. Through this process of testing and gathering feedback, we'll aim to ensure that new heroes provide a refreshing and fair experience for all commanders. We hope Boreas remains a beloved companion for all of you, providing opportunities to explore unique builds and enjoy a more diverse gaming experience. As always, please feel free to reach out and additional feedback. Okay, so they are nerfing Boreas, as we've already seen, correct? They're not undoing the nerf. Let's just be clear. This doesn't say they're no longer nerfing him. They are nerfing him. Yes. Right? Nothing about this says that they're changing his nerf yet. But maybe it will. We don't know exactly what it's going to be for global. So, okay, the assumption I think from this post that I have to take away is that they nerfed the hero and they're going to provide a reset feature. Okay, so when this nerf does come to global, which it sounds like it still is, right, guys? Am I meeting this wrong? I think this still means that they are nerfing Boreas as they have written, as it's already been done on the Forerunner server, but they're adding this refund feature. And they're going to be try to be more careful to prevent that from happening in the future, which is exactly what we want to hear. We want to hear them own up and apologize and say that they're going to try to do better to prevent nerfs from ever needing to happen again, right? That just takes testing and feedback, which is what we're all willing to do. I mean, personally, I've been a bit busy. The test server is not exactly something I spend a lot of time on, but the Forerunner server is where they test heroes with a real group of people. So before something goes to global, hopefully these Forerunner server players as a testing group can catch it. Hopefully us content creators that do have a test server can get a chance to play something and catch it if it's super broken feeling. Now, that's not my forte, I will be honest. Like, I'm not someone who tries to min-max a character and test him and everywhere and push him to the limits and see what that's just not my forte. I'm not like a super beta tester kind of, like, that's just not my, I don't know how to explain it, but that's not my forte personally. While I like to create team comps and push through content, I'm not like, let's compare this hero and this hero and this, like, it's just not something I'm amazing at. I'm not a min-maxer always. Not always. Not the super endgame. Maybe eventually, maybe sometime I'll feel that way, but it's just not been my, yeah. Whatever. But, alright. I think overall I'm still really happy with this. This is, Moonton listened, right? They listened. Not completely, like, it sounds like Boreas' nerf is not changing. It's not changing, because this is, they're not addressing the actual nerf itself being too much. They're not saying, we are dialing back the nerf, and we're only going to do this % and this % or whatever. They're not saying that. They're saying We understand you invested resources, and if Boreas is no longer up to your standards and you want your resources back, here's your chance. Now, number 1, is Boreas bad now? No. Should people actually refund the resources for Boreas and stop using him? No. But giving people the option is the fair thing to do, especially if it comes down to things like using a legendary soul stone on him. Like, that's huge. The legendary soul stone is huge. That could be used on someone that's way more important now. If maybe he's not your key hero that you're using in some content anymore, like especially the PvP, then those legendary soul stones can be on someone else, right? Like that you really need it on, or that's a game changer for another area. And Boreas maybe will be just fine still to farm your Gear Aid 1 stage 21 because you've already cleared it and you have power of dominance and you can take off his awakenings and he's still good kind of situation, you know? It might be like that, guys. It might be that might be the reality. So I wouldn't say that everyone should just stop playing Boreas because he's still amazing, as we can see in the videos that people have done. He's just not necessarily the top tier damage dealer as an AoE mage, which he should not be. He's got utility, he's got freeze, he's got anti-healing. Like, he should not be the best damage dealer, I don't think, because he brings more, and that's the fair thing to be honest with, guys. Someone who brings pure, like, a ton of utility should not be the best damage dealer of their class. Someone should be the best damage dealer of their class where that is their job. Pure DPS. At least I strongly feel that way. Okay. But reset book. I'm really curious about this. I like this idea. Reset any hero and get back their development resources. Okay. So if we have any other regrets, this is like a way to get them back. I just don't know 100% if this exact refund system and the exact nerf on Boreas is happening for global release, or if this is only on the Forerunner server. Because the nerf has not happened yet with global, maybe that's the reality. Maybe they're not going to nerf Boreas on global until they, at the same time, release this hero refund feature, right? That makes sense. So it's like, we're nerfing Boreas, but here's your option to get your resources back if you don't like him anymore. I think that's the logical thing to do. Just keep in mind, guys, this again is Forerunner Server, so could things slightly adjust from Boreas from then until now? Yes, we have no update yet on the real server, right? Let's switch back. Let's go back to the real server. I'm not crazy. What am I doing? Switch server. Go back to normal public server. Boom. That's the real thing, is we have to see how they're going to do it to global. But keep in mind, people, Forerunner server players are real players too. They can't be forgotten. They invest their real money. They've played the game a long time. Some of them are the people that played before the game was global. So we have to pay attention to the needs of them first, if that got affected there first. And then we'll see, hopefully, when they release him on global, will be, update. Hopefully when that release is on global, I mean, of the adjustments of the nerf, it'll come with the reset feature. So I'm overly very happy with that response. I hope you guys are too. I think there's going to be a lot of negativity still because people are going to be like, but they're still nerfing him. It's still stupid. But there's plenty of people that are also going to say, well, guys, like, also the reality is he kind of needs a nerf. There's a lot of people that are like, you can't deny Boreas needs to be nerfed, right? You can't deny it. It's OP. So I think it's a good middle ground. I think the best thing that we can take away is that whole statement about trying to prevent that from happening in the future, which is what was one of the biggest things in my impact that I put in my notes to my contact. Sorry, I'm having trouble, guys, with my trains of thought. I'm gonna blame pregnancy brain if I can. But was just the fact that shouldn't have to happen. Like, isn't that why you have a Forerunner server? Real people playing. Isn't that why you have a test server? How many more content creators that are smaller, that don't have a test server yet would be super happy to be like, I just want to test things. I'll be happy to be your free tester. Like unpaid testers. What could they ask for, right? You can't ask for more than people that would be willing to overly push a character that's new because they just love the game and they want to play the game, and having a test server is exciting for them. I think that could be something to just expand the test server to more content creators, a lot of the smaller ones that maybe they do a little post in the content creator chat like, who wants to really push these characters? Who's willing to be our testers? Who's willing to have some fun on the test server and give us your detailed feedback when we release new characters? Who wants to be those people? And they will get a ton of people, and that's literally free labor for them. All right, I rambled long enough. This was a bit of a long video. I apologize if it wasn't as clear and concise, but it's so much to unpack, and I kind of wanted to start off with where we led up to until this point with my thoughts, with my communication with staff, and reading the thing. And now, yeah, I'm happy. Personally, I'm happy with all of that, seeing that as a feature in the game, and I think it's a really good step going forward. So to me, Moonton listened. I don't know if everyone will agree, but I think that's still a really good job that some companies, Plarium, would never even do. So let's be honest.